Hello everyone and welcome to our educational series. Today we're going to explore an exciting topic, understanding our world. Our focus will be on living and non-living things. Over the next few slides, we'll learn how to distinguish between what's alive and what's not, and why it matters. I'm glad you're here, so let's get started. So in this slide, we're looking at different examples of living things. First, we have insects like butterflies, ants, and bees. These tiny creatures are all around us and play important roles in our ecosystems. Then, we see plants such as trees, flowers, and grass. These are essential for providing oxygen, food, and habitats for many other organisms. Moving on, we have animals like cows, dogs, birds, and fish. They come in all shapes and sizes and contribute to the diversity of life on Earth. And finally, we see humans, of course, people of all ages, who are also part of this incredible web of living things. The key point here is that all these examples, whether insects, plants, animals, or humans, are living things. You'll notice that living things have two key characteristics: growth and movement. For example, a small seed grows into a tall tree, which shows how plants can change in size over time. Similarly, a baby grows into an adult, demonstrating how humans and animals also develop and change as they get older. This process of growth is a fundamental part of life. Now let's think about movement. Plants, like some that turn towards sunlight, move very slowly or in response to their environment, but animals move actively. For example, a dog running in the park or a bird flying through the sky are clear examples of living things moving. Movement helps living things find food, escape danger, or explore their surroundings. Overall, movement and growth are essential traits that help living things survive and thrive in their environments. These characteristics connect to the bigger picture of how all living things are constantly changing and adapting to the world around them. Now, let's talk about one of the most fascinating characteristics of living things: reproduction. As you can see, plants produce seeds that grow into new plants. This is how many plants spread and continue to thrive. Similarly, birds lay eggs that hatch into small chicks, allowing the bird population to grow and sustain itself. Then, we have mammals like cats giving birth to kittens and humans having babies. This ability to produce offspring is essential for the survival of all living things. It helps ensure that their kind continues to exist on Earth. So, in summary, reproduction is a key characteristic that allows life to persist and evolve over time. So let's take a look at some examples of non-living things. You see water and air, which are all around us. Then we have books, furniture, stones, and soil. These are all objects that do not have life. That's an important point. Non-living things do not perform biological functions like growth or reproduction. They basically stay the same unless something outside forces them to change. For example, water can evaporate or a stone can be broken, but they don't grow or reproduce on their own. Recognizing these objects helps us understand the difference between living and non-living things, which is fundamental in studying the world around us. A rock stays the same size and in the same place forever unless an outside force moves it. It's basically just sitting there, not changing on its own, because it doesn't perform any biological functions, like breathing, eating, or growing. It's classified as a non-living thing. Now let's look at some key points from our case study. A rock doesn't breathe, it doesn't need food, and it can't move on its own. It also doesn't grow or develop like living organisms do. Basically, it lacks what we call the signs of life. So why are rocks called non-living? It's because they don't have those essential characteristics that define living things. They're stable, unchanging, and don't have the ability to carry out life processes on their own. This helps us understand the difference between living and non-living things, which is a core part of our overall theme today. Let's take a closer look at the key differences between non-living and living things. On this slide, we see that non-living things cannot reproduce. They simply don't have the ability to create new organisms. In contrast, living things can reproduce, which is essential for their survival and continuity. Another important point is movement. Non-living things cannot move on their own, whereas living organisms can move themselves, which helps them find food, escape predators, or explore their environment. This ability to move independently is a crucial feature of life. When it comes to needs, non-living things do not require food or water. They are inert and don't need sustenance. Living things, however, need food and water to grow, develop, and stay alive. This is central to their growth and maintenance. Speaking of growth, non-living things do not grow or develop over time. Living organisms, on the other hand, grow and develop through different stages, which is a vital part of their life cycle. Finally, we see that non-living things do not have life. They lack all the characteristics that define living beings. Living things have life, which encompasses all these features we've discussed. So, when we compare non-living and living things at a glance, these are the key features and differences that help us distinguish between what is alive and what is not. Understanding these differences is fundamental to our study of biology and the natural world. Now let's look at the concept of interdependence in our environment. Essentially, our environment is a complex system where both living and non-living things work together to support life on Earth. For example, plants, which are living things, need non-living components like soil, water, air, and sunlight to grow and survive. This shows how these different elements are interconnected. Without sunlight, for instance, plants wouldn't be able to perform photosynthesis, and without soil and water, they wouldn't have the nutrients and hydration they need. Similarly, animals, birds, insects, and humans all depend on these non-living components as well. Everything in our environment is linked in this way, creating a delicate balance that sustains life. So, understanding this interdependence helps us appreciate why preserving both living and non-living parts of our environment is so important for the health of our planet. Now, as we look around us, we see that everything, whether it's the smallest insect or the tallest mountain, plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of our planet. By learning about these different elements, we gain a better understanding of how to care for our world. It's important to remember that every object around us falls into one of two groups: living things and non-living things. Recognizing these groups is key to understanding how our environment functions and how we can help protect it. Living things, like animals and plants, depend on non-living things, such as water, air, and soil, for their basic needs like food, shelter, and reproduction. At the same time, non-living things provide the foundation that supports all living organisms. Both living and non-living things are essential for life on Earth. They work together in a complex, interconnected system that keeps our planet healthy and balanced. In summary, a balanced world is one where these components coexist and support each other. By understanding this balance, we can appreciate the importance of each element and the role we play in preserving our environment for future generations.